Are you aware that 70% of pastors constantly fight depression and burnout for the frustration experience as a result of ministry workload, discouragement, and pressure? We help leaders grow healthy churches. We are excellent at what we do, and we are fast becoming the best of the very best. Magnicraft Consulting is set up to help both small and large-sized churches become healthier by using proven diagnostics tools, effective retention strategies. We give the right and appropriate and professional advice. We are the certified church consultants with the Society of Church Consulting in the United States of America. Trust us to help you grow. Don't wait till it's too late. You will be glad you did. Call us now on 0802-324-2258. Email contact@magnicraftconsulting.com or magnicraftconsulting@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram @Magnicraft Limited. Magnicraft Consulting, doing church God's way. Hello. Welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting Team, anchored by Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade.
Welcome. Good morning to you. A beautiful morning to you this morning. My name is Niyi Dunmade, founder, CEO, Magnicraft Consulting. Welcome to Monday Morning Matters. This is the month of August 2023, and that's the last episode we're going to have for this month. The Roadblocks to Healthy Discipleship. We've been having this in the past 3 Mondays. 3 Mondays we'll be having this series on the Roadblocks to Healthy Discipleship, and then we're going to wrap it up today with a last part of the episode on Roadblocks to Healthy Discipleship. Welcome to this Facebook live broadcast show on YouTube channel. I want to welcome you to Monday Morning Matters. We are going to enter into the last month, that's September, of the third quarter of 2023. Thank you for hooking up with us. We are so glad that you are part of this live broadcast. As I said earlier, I am Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder, CEO, lead consultant, Magnicraft Consulting. A little bit about Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps local churches to grow healthier through empirical assessment, revitalization, training, and strategic blueprints. Our vision, simple, is to be the leading church health consultancy that creates actionable, sustainable, and adaptable solutions. I'm also a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. I'm your host, always your host of the weekly Facebook Live broadcast show, unedited, raw, uncensored, Mondays, every Monday of the week, 7 a.m. West African time or Nigerian time. I'm also known as the Church Health Guide of the 21st century. Big thank you to everyone who has been commenting. I mean, we have so much of many Facebook groups who are now accepting our content. I mean, talking about pastors and church leaders, Facebook groups. A big thank you from the depth of my heart. Thank you for allowing our content to come into your space, because we know it's valuable to church leaders and pastors. And some people are also telling us how timely some of these live broadcasts are to them and their churches. Okay, let's do a little bit of promo as usual and pay bills as it is to some of the things we are doing. All right, so today is Monday Morning Matters. We're going to talk about the roadblocks to healthy discipleship. Roadblocks to healthy discipleship. A good mentor and friend of mine that I follow closely, so wealth of wisdom in the things he does, well established in the U.S. His name is Dr. Tom Rainer. I had the privilege of him forwarding my book on church retention, pathway to growth. I'm working on a second book right now. It should be out in my birthday in October. So please, I wanted to take advantage of this over 40% discount to become a church consultant. You'll be equipped, you'll be trained, you'll be mentored to become a grounded, certified church consultant. And so you can use some of the things you're learning to help your own church and to help other church, thereby having some form of side gig income for yourself. So please reach out to me with any of the social media platforms. I'll be able to give you some of the information to get engaged in church consultation university, so that you can be certified. I mean, that is self-paced. You can do it in 2 weeks, one month, 6 months, 1 year. It depends on how much time you are willing to be able to put for this training. And then my book is still on sale, Church Retention, Pathway to Growth. That's my first book. It's been hot. I mean, what's amazing is how I'm getting people to buy it in hundreds, in dozens, in 50s, in 20s, 12, like that, And so please get your own copy. I'm sure it's going to help you. It's going to help your leaders. Get copies for your leaders as well, because it's going to help your church eventually. Okay, and so let's go to the juice of the day, roadblocks to healthy discipleship. We've talked so much on this in the part 1, 2, and 3. And so today we're going to talk more on implementing strategies for healthy discipleship. How do you build a healthy discipleship? First of all, we have to overcome all the roadblocks. If you have missed all the roadblocks we have mentioned so far, you need to go back to those videos and get them, because some of these things I'm sharing, they are line up online. I'm building up a story so that you can get the entire picture. And so crafting a discipleship-focused church culture, it should be the sole responsibility of the lead pastor, the set man of the commission. You have to create that discipleship focused church culture, building accountability and support systems. You see, one thing I'm in my own side here is the people don't want to be accountable. And see, as the set man of the church, you have to set the example by being accountable. You are accountable does not mean that you are you are lower in authority than that person. You just feel you have to just be a little bit of transparency and people seeing that you are doing what is right. So building accountability and support systems in our church, that starts with the things we're going to share today: crafting a vision and a mission statement centered around the go ye mindset, the discipleship. Okay, empowering members to become disciple makers and disciple mentors. Okay, developing discipleship pathways and growth tracks for different stages of faith journey, because people are at different areas of their faith journey, and you must be able to create accountability and supporting system for all these areas or all these different stages of the faith journey. So establishing accountability structure, as I said, for individuals, for small groups. You see, one thing is sure: 2 ways you can never miss it. Have an accountability group for individuals and have an accountability group for small groups, so you can be able to look at things from both perspectives. Provide pastoral care and mentorship opportunities for personal growth, okay, so that people can be well discipled, well grounded, well established, and they know what they are doing as disciples. And then I've said this also: developing a network of support and encouragement within your church community. So that's just a build up from last week, from evaluation and continuous improvement, so that we looked at a process that you cannot audit, you cannot improve, a process that you don't know what's going on from point A to point B. You can't know how much you can improve the efficiency and the effectiveness of that process. And so find ways to collect feedbacks, find ways to measure the effectiveness and the efficiency of your discipleship efforts and processes, so that you can be able to activate a culture of continuous learning and adaptation in discipleship practices in your church. So one of the things I will say quickly is implementing strategies for healthy discipleship, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, whereby you maximize the process efficiency, the discipleship process efficiency in your church. So people should explore practical steps to empower church members to become disciple makers and mentors. See, one of the things I found in churches that they have the crowd, but then the disciples, the leaders that they have, cannot be able to take care of the crowd. And so there are a lot of baby disciples who are not being mentored. And so for you to be able to take care of the disciples in your church, you have to develop leaders, you have to develop mentors, you have to develop disciple makers, and then foster a culture of intentional discipleship growth within your church. Okay, and then developing discipleship pathways and growth tracks, as I said, tailored to different stages of faith journey, as I mentioned earlier. And so one of the things is to also, from the recap of last week, to be able to deploy a method to measure the effectiveness of your discipleship effort. So one of the things that churches should be able to encourage gathering feedbacks, okay, from church members, believers in your community, to identify areas of improvement. See, the body of knowledge, as for the body of knowledge that a disciple needs to know is enormous, but you need to know the areas, to identify the areas that you need to improve. Okay, and that's also very important for churches to understand the importance of continuous learning and adaptation in their discipleship practices. See, one of the things I'll say quickly, your discipleship practice that was effective 20 years ago might not be effective today. And so because it's not effective, I found churches who are holding on tight to what was working in the past, what was working in 20, 30 years ago. And that does not meet the evolving needs of your congregation. And so because you are not evolving, you are not improving, then you are not relevant in the life of the disciples in your church. You have to find ways to commit to advancing healthy discipleship within your church and seek God's guidance in this particular journey. And so discipleship is more about capacity development programs. It's more about interactive activities. So don't think that when you are doing discipleship by just junking out knowledge at disciples. No, it is more. It's an interactive activity. You can see in the life of Jesus that the disciples were asking Jesus questions. I mean, they asked him questions and he answered. Sometimes he will ask them questions, they will answer. Sometimes they will be asking each other questions and they respond with a question. So it was interactive activity, group discussions, practical exercises. I mean, you empower your people. Can you allow them to use those things, those resources that you have empowered them with, and then come back to engage them and find out how were they able to use the things you have empowered them with, and then look at find ways for transformative learning experiences that has occurred in your disciple. The goal is to equip them with the knowledge and the tools to identify these roadblocks. Because if you have been empowered to identify the roadblocks to healthy discipleship, and they'll be able to implement strategies that will lead to a thriving discipleship culture in your church. So, implementing strategies for healthy discipleship. Implementing strategies for healthy discipleship. One of the things I'll say quickly, and I'll be wrapping up in the next 10 minutes, okay? We should be focused on implementing strategies that will build a culture of healthy discipleship. We know what a healthy discipleship is. People should be able to make mistakes. People should be able to be transparent. People should be able to trust. People should be able to be open and be vulnerable, because it's a family. And so we should focus on implementing strategies that will build a culture of healthy discipleship. And that starts with crafting a clear vision and mission statement centered around discipleship. You see, one of the things I'll say quickly is you have missed the point if your mission and your vision does not have the go ye mindset inside of it. Every ministry, every activity within a church should align with the two greats, with the two greats, which is the Great Commission and the Great Commandment, so that this becomes a overarching purpose, strengthening the church commitment to making and maturing disciples. The mission statement, the vision statement of your church must be able to instill a go ye mindset in your congregation. You see, there's a way your vision and your mission statement will make people to be inwardly focused, and so they are making themselves like a lake. But you see, the Great Commission is about an outward focused mentality. And so, first of all, your vision, your mission statements must be centered around discipleship, must be able to make your people to go beyond the four walls of your church and go into the community, because that is the only way you can be able to implement strategies for healthy discipleship. So build accountability and support systems is also very crucial, as I said, so that people who are growing in the Lord are finding a person they can be accountable to, and they can receive support systems. Because the thing is, whatever everyone is experiencing, someone else have experienced it. In fact, one of the things I will say quickly, you have good disciples when they have been able to also share their experience of evangelism, their experience of prayer, their experience of fasting, their experience of down moments, up moments. They are using that to also encourage someone who is coming up in the faith to also flourish in their faith. Okay, but that's very, very important for people to provide pastoral care and mentorship opportunities. And this is to ensure that no one is left out behind in the spiritual journey. It's not nice when you have disciples or converts and people are not following them, or people are not mentoring them, people are not discipling them. So it's critical that continuous evaluation and improvement are essential part of healthy discipleship. So we need to measure what are the lead measures, what are the lag measures, so that we can be able to monitor discipleship process progress of each and every one that is called disciples in our church, and then be able to collect real-time feedbacks from our members, real-time feedbacks that this is how people are progressing. You see, one of the things I like about the assimilation process is not about just growing the church. It's about people movement. It's about people moving from one point to another. Why people are growing in the Lord. People are moving to get familiar with the church family. So begin to find the lead measures, the lag measures to monitor, to begin to see how the discipleship process is progressing. And so you collect feedbacks from your disciples, from your members, and then be able to identify areas of potential growth and transformation. And see, one of the things as a set man, as a leader of the church, is to be able to encourage your congregation to embrace a culture of continuous learning. I mean, when you see people who are always coming to church with their Bibles, to Bible studies, they are coming to Sunday service with their Bibles, with a notepad, because there's something new to learn. There's something to add to what you know, no matter how much you know. So encourage your congregation to embrace a culture of continuous learning, and continuous learning is the key to making sure that disciples are not falling through the cracks and out of reach. So embrace a culture of continuous learning ensures that we stay relevant and impactful in the lives of those we set out to disciple, and in the life of those that God has blessed us with to disciple. So embrace that culture. Embrace that culture of continuous learning. Make sure that every disciple is always in a posture, in a position to learn anytime, any day, because God wants every disciple to have that kind of mentality. In conclusion, anyone listening to me, building a healthy discipleship within your church is not an easy task. In fact, I do assessment for churches, and there are two areas that every church, most churches, not every church now, about 95% of the assessment I've done on churches, there are two areas that churches usually lack I found one thing, and that is evangelism and discipleship. They are part of the top fishbone diagram. Two areas. I mean, there's a way we assess the church in all these 12 areas. And if you want us to do that assessment for your church, I would love so that you know where your church is strong, you know where your church is weak. So two areas, most over 90% is always that they are found wanting in evangelism, and they are also found wanting in discipleship. So I mean, it's not an easy task. It has to be intentional. It has to be deliberate, but it is a noble and rewarding one if you have that discipleship in place. I've seen some of my fathers who were able to do thorough discipleship, and today they have sons who are standing up for them. They have sons who are taking care of them. I mean, if you want to be able to see yourself in the line 20, 30 years now, it's better for you to take up this task, this noble task, because it's a rewarding one. As we confront these roadblocks, let us remember that we are not alone in this journey. I'm with you. God is with you. The other local churches are also with you. God's grace and the power of the Holy Ghost are also with you to enable us to overcome these challenges and grow into Christ likeness. Because that's the goal of Christianity. The goal of Christianity is that everyone who is a Christian should be able to be Christ-like in nature and character. May we all stand united in our commitment to be disciples who make disciples, because that's the goal of the church, to keep making disciple. We keep disciple making, disciple maturing, and then impacting life, transforming communities for the glory of God. So let's move forward with passion and purpose, trusting that God will work mightily in and through us as church leaders, as pastors of congregation, as we try to build a church that truly embodies healthy discipleship. I want to see more churches who have healthy discipleship going on in their churches, because we're going to have a better society when we have more disciples who are more like Christ in our churches. I want to wrap up from here, and that'll be all for Roadblocks to Healthy Discipleship. If you have any church-related questions for me, please feel free to hook up with me on any of the social medias that have been scrolling on the screen. Please give us a like, share us with your community, and drop your comment in any of the social media handles. You're going to get more than an answer from me. I'm the receptionist of my company, so any comment I will always want to respond. And so please do like this video, do share us to your community, share us to your pastor, your church leaders, and drop us a comment. I mean, you've learned from me, you've been listening to me. Can I just hear from you? I would love to hear from you. I also want to learn from you. Drop in the comment section what you feel about some of the things we are sharing. I mean, in terms of installing the Go Ye mindset in your church. We also do revitalization. We also do consultations. We also do trainings. We also do strategic planning. Please, numbers on the screen, 08023242258 is a number you're going to reach so that we can be able to give you excellent church consulting for health, vitality, and result. Reach out to us and we can help your church move from where it is right now to where it should be in God. And so please don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, on our Twitter handles, on Instagram, on the YouTube. Please subscribe so that you can be notified when we upload or we come live on the YouTube channel. Okay, that will be very, very fantastic for us to connect at that level. So thank you for your attention, and may God bless each and every one of us on this exciting discipleship journey for God. Till I come your way next week, Monday, with a new topic. I'm sure we're going into the last month of the third quarter. I mean, exciting topics are going to be roll out in the month of September. I'm going to come your way again in all the 4 Mondays of September. And I say now, bye-bye. I love you, and God bless you. Thank you so much.